This FedGov Today program is sponsored by ServiceNow. Welcome back. Almost half of the employees at the General Services Administration use the agency's new GSAI tool every day, according to the agency's deputy administrator. Stephen Ahikian says a list of use case examples is coming soon. Jonathan Album's Federal Chief Technology Officer at ServiceNow. He's former Chief Information Officer at the Department of Agriculture. Jonathan, welcome. The use at GSA of their AI tool is indicative, I think, of what we're seeing across government. It's more pervasive than ever. What's the biggest issue that you see with the way organizations are using AI and getting a handle around how their employees are using it?
Well, Francis, I think you're right. It's ubiquitous across government at this point. Thousands of use cases were reported back in January when agencies were asked to share their inventories. And as the technology begins to take hold like that, I think one of the big challenges typically is how is the technology governed? How do we know that this technology that we're all starting to use is providing real value to agencies? How do we understand the data that's used to train these models? How are they being used? Is it effective? So without governance tools and ways to manage risk, I think as a federal government community, we have a higher likelihood of not getting the real value from these things and not creating the trust with the public as we serve them using AI. So this is a call from my perspective to think about how we govern and manage this technology.
Where should that governance come from, and what would you like to see included in it, Jonathan?
Well, I don't think the governance should come strictly from the CIO or even the Chief AI Officer. I think governance topics like this become a agency level issue, a corporate issue, if you will, because we need to tie that governance into other aspects of an agency's operation: data governance, cybersecurity, more general risk management that might be managed from the top of the agency. AI is going to, and already is impacting the way those functions are performed in different organizations. So it needs to be done from up high, in my opinion, and it needs to be done in a way that we can integrate data and we can integrate other aspects of agency operations into a process that has some standard approaches to it, so it becomes repeatable.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like there are a lot of stakeholders that should be involved in setting that governance beyond CIO, CDO, CAIO, and so on. Is that a fair read on that point?
I think absolutely correct. And when you look at the governance models that are out there, the one that perhaps is most prevalent is the NIST AI risk management framework. And if you just look at how the initial versions of that were created, it was done through a collaborative process with stakeholders from government and from industry coming together to make sure that there was a buy-in. Right? It wasn't, and we know that the AIRMF is not mandatory. It's available for agencies to use, and the more buy-in there is, and as you create these things, the more likelihood there is that they'll be used. And I think the same goes for not just the creation of a framework like that, but its use inside an agency. You want to bring together these disparate groups, and ideally we bring them together in a way where people can see the data, they can see the value that these models are creating, so we know where to invest and we know where to take some corrective actions.
What are the outcomes that you would like to see as a result of each agency establishing some type of governance framework, Jonathan?
Well, ideally, if we're bringing this data together, we can look at some key metrics. One, what's the inventory? And we can make that inventory available at least to people in the agency. And we can demonstrate how that inventory of AI capabilities aligns to strategy, aligned to administration priorities, mission outcomes. And then, you build on that with a risk conversation. Where do these models and where do these AI use cases create risk to maybe how the agency operates, to the public in general? And then we can look at how is the execution of these models working? Are they providing real value? Can we make a monetary assessment of the value created in times of maybe hours saved or dollars saved if we're talking about fraud? And then, I think lastly, can we show that we're in alignment with requirements, with laws, with other privacy concerns, data concerns. And now we have the ability to demonstrate not just that we're getting AI into the public, into the hands of government workers, and it's being used to change the way we interact with the public, but we're doing it in a way that is safe and secure and creates trust. If this technology can be used to build trust in the way government operates, which is, I think, one of the most important issues that we have to think about as a federal IT community. We've gone far beyond just replacing workers that might have left government. We're changing the way people think about their interactions with the government. We create great experiences for them, and their perception of the way government serves them is enhanced. And if we can do that as a federal IT community, I think we've made tremendous strides.
I always love having you on the show, Jonathan. Thanks for joining me today.
My pleasure. Thank you.